Okay, it's not going to be a long video, 4 problems, but we're going to solve systems of equations, but we're going to use both methods we've learned. We're not going to graph, but we're going to learn the other 2 methods. Okay, y equals 2x minus 7, then we have x plus y equals 1. Now, I know we've been arranging them into columns, but don't do that. Okay, you need to do that on some of them, not all of them. First thing you need to make is your walls and see if you got a letter by it. So you have a letter by itself there. You need to be boxing that up and using your base, so you will not be doing the columns, okay? So, write your other, this is the substitution method. That's when I have a base variable, okay? Sorry, I shouldn't put base there. Base is y. So write out your other equation, x plus 2y equals 1. I'm going to write it a little bigger, okay? Now you want to apply a 1 there. Now, one of these variables we're going to take out. Well, it's whatever the base is goes out. So I parenthesize it, I cross it out, and above it I put 2x plus negative 7. The whole thing, okay? Alright, now write that so we'll line it up. So you got 1x plus 2, then you make your parentheses and you put 2x plus negative 7. Now the parentheses is closed and you got equals 1. Okay. So here's my 2. So you got 2 to 2x into negative 7. So it's 4x and negative 14. Okay. So I line up my equals, I drop my 1, and then I rewrite that as 4x plus negative 14. So the parentheses and the 2 are out, then we add the 1x. Okay. Now I can solve for my x. Now remember, the x's are on the same side, so all you need to do is plus them. You don't do the minus, you don't pick the smaller one and get rid of it. That's what you do. That's an opposite. That's when they're on both sides. Okay. They're just on one side, they need to be just combined. So that's 5x plus negative 14 equals 1, okay? So you add 14. So 1 plus 14 is 15, so 5 times x equals 15. Then divide by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So x is 3. So now you're going to find y. Well, use the equation that's got the y by itself, the base one, okay? Because 3 goes in for x, and 2 times 3 is 6, okay? So y equals 6 plus negative 7. See, y is by itself, so I get to just add those. Just do the operation. 6 plus negative 7, that's negative 1. Okay, so 3, negative 1. Okay, next example. 8x minus 7y equals negative 3. And then we have 6x minus 5y equals negative 1. So you've set up your x, y. Unlike this problem, we do not have a base, okay? So we're using the E, the elimination method. So when I'm using elimination, I align these into columns. Now write your top equations for later. 8x plus negative 7y equals negative 3. And also somebody's asked me, why can we use a bottom one? Yeah, you can use either of them. I just usually use the top one for consistency. Okay, these are negatives. Now, the whole idea is that one of the either x's or y's add to 0. Well, that's 14, and that's negative 12. So no, and these are not the same. These are not the same. So we're going to break out our times, 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 dot, 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 dot. Okay. So 6, 6, 6, because I got it from there. And then 8 to the bottom. Then I make sure, because see, 6 times 8 and 6 times 8 are the same thing. So I'll at least have now, I'll have the same thing in front of the x's, which is basically half the battle. So 6 times 8x is 48x. 6 times negative 7y is negative 42y. And then 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. Now the bottom, you're going to get 48x, which is the whole point, okay? Negative 5 times 8 is negative 40y. And then negative 6 times 8 is negative 48. Okay, you want to add them, but right now 48 plus 48 doesn't add to 0 and ain't even close. But if you make it negative, it does. Because if you have a positive and a negative, they add to 0. But then the rest of this bottom has to change opposite. So it goes from negative to positive there. So negative 42 plus 40 is negative 2y. And then negative 18 plus 48 is 30. Now 0x is eliminated. And that's why it's called the elimination method. Because I got it to add to 0. So I divide by negative 2 and I have my answer for y. 30 divided by negative 2 would be negative 15. Okay, I got y, now I need x. So negative 15 goes in for y into that equation we wrote down from the start. Okay, you can use that or that, but we just goes in for y. Okay, so I take negative 7 times negative 15. Yowzer. That's positive 105. Okay. So you have 8x. Ooh, wait a second. I totally screwed this problem up. That was a negative 1 there. How about we just say it was a negative 6? How about that? Okay. Sorry. I couldn't read my own writing. Like you've never had that happen. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I thought that was a... Can't read my own writing. So, minus 105, minus 105. Obviously, this answer is going to be a little bit weird. Well, again, we're going to pretend that was a negative 6 instead of your teacher not knowing how to write. Negative 108, and then I'll divide by 8. I'm sure that'll be a good looking answer. Negative 30, that could be worse. So x is negative 13.5. Yeah, you might have thought, what the heck is it? How is that 48? Yeah, wasn't negative. That should have been negative 8 right there, and then it goes positive 8, and then things change. That's fine. Okay. All right, last two problems. 3x minus 5y equals negative 7, and then negative 4x plus 7y equals 8. So you're finding basically this whole unit's about finding the x, y for both of them. Okay, I don't have a base variable, so I will be once again employing my E method. So columns. Now write down that top one for later. 3x plus negative 5y equals negative 7. So it's a negative 4, a negative 5, a positive 7, a negative 7, a positive 8. Now we got to add, but I don't write anything down until I've made sure either the x's or the y's add to 0. That's negative 1. Negative 5 plus 7 is 2. That ain't going to work, so don't write anything down. You don't have the same thing there or there, so you're doing the dots, okay? Means times, multiplication. So negative 4 is there, so that's what I'll be multiplying the top by. And then 3 is here. And now I have made sure that I'll have the same thing in front of the x, because negative 4 times 3, negative 4 times 3. So negative 4 times 3x is negative 12x. Negative 5 times negative 4 is positive 20y. Negative 4 times negative 7 is 28. Then the bottom, negative 12x. 7 times 3 is 21y. 8 times 3 is 24. Now, for that to add to 0, one's negative, one's positive. Let's have that go positive, and then I have made sure that that will make 0x. But then 21 goes opposite, and 24 goes opposite. Both were positive, now they go negative. So 20 plus negative 21 is negative 1y. 28 plus negative 24 is 4. So divide by negative 1. 4 divided by negative 1 is negative 4. Okay. So negative 4 goes in for y. Negative 5 times negative 4 is 20, so we now have 3x plus 20 equals negative 7. So, times 3 plus 20, so we're going to minus 20. Negative 7 minus 20 is negative 27. Divided by 3. And x equals negative 9. Okay, negative 9, negative 4. Last problem. X plus 2y equals 13, followed by x equals 2y minus 7. Okay, xy. Now, it's either the e or the substitution. Well, no letter by itself there. Right there, you got it. Okay, so that's your base. So since you actually have a base, you will be using your substitution method. So I got my base, I write out the other one. X plus 2y equals 13. Let's slap a 1 there. Now putting that 1 there is very important because x is the base. That's the one I take out. So I need a 1 there to know what I multiply in front of the parentheses. So you got 2y plus negative 7. I didn't write that very well, but up top. So you got, when to line it up, you got 1, and then in your parentheses you have 2y plus negative 7. Now after the parentheses you have a plus operator of 2y equals 13. So I have y and y. We'll be solving for y first. Okay. So that's 2y and negative 7. And then we have plus 2y. Well, combine your y's. They're on the same side, so you just add them. 2 plus 2 is 4. It's that simple. Okay. Then add your negative 7, and then equals 13. Okay. So I plus 7, I plus 7. 13 plus 7 is 20. Divide by 4, divide by 4, and y equals 5. Okay, now I solve for x. So y is 5, so x equals 2y plus negative 7. So 5 goes in for y. And you have 2 times 5, which is 10. Now x is equal to 10 plus negative 7. So x is by itself, nothing with it. I just need to do that operation. 10 plus negative 7, that's 3. Okay. So 3, 5.